Hello kids, my name is Guru and today we are looking at a project which is about a story. How do you create an animation where you have a lot of characters in your project and these characters or sprites are talking to each other and there is a background and some things are moving. So let's see first what this project does. This is a sample project. You can work on any project, something similar to this. You can change the content, you can change the background, but I will run through the project fairly quickly today. Let's run the project and see what happens. We have two characters. Let's assume these are two school-going kids, Y and M. And these kids are going to talk about some problem to educate us. In this case, it's about deforestation. We should not cut trees. What happens if we cut a lot of trees? And then we will see that there is a sun, there is a bird, there are two characters, there is trees, and there are logs. Okay, let's get started. So let me start. And what you'll see is this is the first project where the characters are talking to each other. So on the screen, they are saying things to each other. And see, the sun is moving, so it's like an animation. And even the bird is moving. The bird is flying from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen. And even the faces are moving. So the characters, when they talk to each other, they change the direction and they also bend their faces in a way to show some activity.
I wish everybody understood.
And then we have a next screen which shows the globe and the kids are very small and they're still talking to each other. So that's the project. Now let's see what we have done in the project. So first is the backdrop. So if you go to the backdrops, you will see that there are three backdrops. The first backdrop is just like a forest, and then there is a globe, and then there is an end screen which says credits, student 1, student 2, student 3, name of the school. And the key is, based on certain conditions, the backdrop is moving from backdrop 1 to backdrop 2 to backdrop 3. And if you look at the code, you will see that that's what's happening. When the program starts, there is a variable set to 0 and the backdrop is moved to forest. And then when another message is received, the backdrop changes. And if we go back to the first print, which is the boy number 1, you will see that the boy has two costumes, and the two costumes, in the second costume, the neck is little bent, which is when the person is talking, we can move it back and forth just to, give an illusion of people talking, like a cartoon where, you can have a lot of costumes, like we learned in a few, in the Lego movie project, that when you want it to feel like a movie, you can actually move the character. Now what happens is, in this case, when the program starts, there is something which is a default costume shows up, and then we call a my block called intro, and the intro my block changes the costume, and then we use something called say. We say, which is inside of looks, and these blocks, the say block, the think block, they essentially show that bubble, the text bubble on the screen where one character is talking with the other character. And you have to think about the timing, because if this character is talking, the other character should be listening. So you have to figure out how to say something, then wait for some time, then move to the next costume, then say something again, then again next costume, say something again, and so on. So if this character started talking and then waited for 11 seconds, let's look at the next character. The next character, when the program starts, basically waits for a little bit of time and then starts talking. And you have to figure out how to time these things so that only one person is talking and the other person is listening. So nothing fancy here, it's just saying and changing costumes, We've got a little bit of background. So what happens on the bird is we show the bird on the screen when the program starts. Then we go in the loop and we say start from the left side of the screen and then keep moving right. And as you keep moving right, also change the costume so that we have two costumes, and costume 1 and costume 2 makes it feel like the bird is flying in the air. So these are some sprites that you can use from the sprite pick a sprite panel. And you can hide when the screen changes or change the size of the bird. Same thing with other things like trees and sun. So sun, because we want the sun to rotate, we say that go in a loop, change 15 degrees, wait for a little bit, and then change 15 degrees again. And when you run, you will see that it feels like the sun is moving. It's going back and forth, right? And that illusion happens because of this code where it goes in a loop. And obviously we've got a bunch of music, we've got trees that go in a certain location and then disappear, and then the logs show up when they get a message. So I will not spend a lot of time on this project. This project is very simple where the characters are talking to each other, but you need to build a story where you have to figure out the timing, you have to figure out a concept, whether it's deforestation or pollution or modern cities, smart cities, democracy. You can pick different topics and you can have some characters with a nice background and animations talk to each other and finish this project. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.